Hello and welcome back to o-Isimo Podcast. My name is Gerardo Alarcon.
I'm Dominic Angel.
And I'm Ryan Reyes.
And today we are doing a second episode in the week. How do you guys feel about that, guys, huh?
Good.
I'm
Okay.
You guys feel good?
Yeah.
Tight. Yeah. So today, I don't know if it's going to be shorter or what, but we're going to just discuss some things that have popped up recently. There's no real regular subject on this show. It's just a little chill session, I guess you could say.
Why are you making that face?
Sorry. If you guys haven't already, follow us on Instagram at o-Isimo-pod, o-Isimo-pod, and email us at o-Isimo-pod@gmail.com if you would like for us to mention you on the show. Shout out to that one girl, SMG. What's
SMP.
her? SMP?
SMP 500.
Yeah, she's always like, shout me out. So we just shouted her out.
Sorry, we don't know your real.
Yeah. We'll just say Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Peller.
Oh, Peller. Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Perez.
Sarah Michelle Peterson.
There it is.
Yeah. Anyways, shout out you. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. This is a podcast with usually longer episodes than this. Follow us on Spotify if you're listening there. Rate and review on Apple Podcasts. There's so many things you could be doing. Why aren't you doing all of them? You know what I mean? Anyways, how you guys doing today?
Good?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty psyched off of the Father's Day episode and the turnout. You know, I went to the beach yesterday. We went to the beach. It was really fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
What did you guys do at the beach? Did you guys do any beach activities, or did you guys just look like a couple of fucking valley boys at the beach?
We kind of just walked around the pier, to be honest.
Valley boys, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I found out?
What?
This is the first time I've ever seen this. There was a business called Pier Tamales.
Pier Tamales?
That was the name of their business. Pure
Tamales or
Tamales.
Pier
like as an add a pier.
P-I-E-R.
Yeah.
But did you try them?
No.
Well, I'm surprised.
I wanted to. I was ready to pull and just give them all the money that I had. But then my mom was like, I don't know if I trust tamales that were made on a pier. And then my brother was like, we buy them from the Food for Less parking lot all the time.
Yeah. I don't trust the Food for Less parking lot. I did do most of my grocery shopping this last week at Food for Less. And I'm very happy with the prices. I got a lot of stuff for like $130.
But you bought all of your food inside the store.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't buy tamales. I'm not a huge fan of tamales. Kill me, please.
Oh my God. That's my number one.
I like tamales.
I like tamales, but they're not just, they don't do it for me. Like some good quesado or enchiladas or chile rellenos. There's so many other things before tamales.
This is the second time you betrayed me.
Today? True.
First I found out that you don't like mazapan anymore.
Yeah.
Broke my heart.
Yeah, I told Dominic, I think it was 4 or 5 months ago, that I was, this is like 3 months ago, where I was like, dude, I tried some mazapan and it was so good. And then today I told you, I was like, I don't know how hungry I was the first time I tried that mazapan, but it's so gross, dude. Yeah.
It's not gross. I'm all sad.
But anyway, so today, I forced Mr. Ryan Reyes, not to look up the story. Did you look up the story?
No.
What story?
I don't know.
Exactly, dude. That's what I like to hear. Anyways, Dominic, do you want to give him a little 1-2? I know more than you do.
You know more.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you as much as I know. Is that the Mexican soccer team, the Mexican national team, right, is being punished for the fans chanting at games.
Yeah.
Now you said that they were shouting "Puto."
Yes.
Which I heard that was a reaction because they were being banned from actually shouting "culero."
Culero.
Yeah.
But every time there's a goalie kick, they shout out, the goalie's like looking where he's going to hit the shit. He's like, why are they fucking screaming their heads off in the audience? And then right when he goes to kick it, they go, Puto.
That's funny.
Yeah, see, it's funny. That's why I didn't want Ryan to know about this. Because you know what they're saying, Ryan?
No.
What does puto mean to you? I don't mean that
literally. I mean, I know what puto means.
No, but do you know what? Okay, so do you know what it means? Tell me what it means.
I mean, the context he was always explaining to me was like motherfucker or something.
Yeah,
Or like little shit.
La carrilla. It's just like you making fun of somebody. Like, oh fuck you, puto. Like you fucking asshole. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be used in like a middle of a fight for sure. But FIFA, the Federation of Soccer around the world, is classifying it as gay prostitute.
Well.
Jesus.
Was not expecting that reaction from Ryan.
Yeah. Dude, the last thing I'm thinking about when I say puto is gay prostitute.
Is that well? Here's the thing, though, is that I know that they go culero.
Yeah.
I thought that that's what they were being banned for, and that puto was a reaction to being banned from saying culero.
Wow, I didn't know that at all.
I kind of, when you told me the story, I kind of was talking to my dad about it, and that's kind of the version that he told me.
Okay, but now the issue now is that they keep saying puto. Mexicans around the world cannot stop saying puto, and like, you know, televised games can't be showing puto. And especially if white people everywhere are like, why are they screaming gay prostitute? You know, and 4 letters never have equated gay prostitute. You know what I'm saying? That's a very specific kind of prostitute and a very specific kind of gay guy, or gay girl. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I thought about. If it was connected with culero, I would kind of understand it, because I never put that together with culero, but that's probably what that means, right?
Culero probably means gay prostitute.
Yeah.
I don't think
Or
so.
like can be like.
I thought culero meant like asshole.
That's what
Yeah,
I thought. I thought it meant like, oh, you're being a dumbass.
Yeah.
Pinche culero.
So let's see if this. He's like, yeah, I call people pinche culeros all the time.
You can't just fucking call people pinche anything and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like in the context that I've heard it being used, that's how I equated it. Also, it's like fucking asshole. Like, yeah.
I mean, see that okay, then I'm wrong, because that's what I'm saying. The only word that I could associate it with that way, because I don't know. Again, I'm a no sabo kid. I don't speak Spanish. Get off my back, okay?
Yeah, puto.
But I'm just saying, like, if it was equated with that word, I could be like, okay, maybe they have an argument. Let's. But puto is like, I don't know. My understanding is just kind of a throwaway curse word.
Bro, my mom calls me a puto. Are you kidding me? Like,
That's because she doesn't love you very much.
Wow. No, I'm just kidding. My mom listens to this. Yeah. She's never called me a puto. I just wanted to say that. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if she did, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
She welcomed me into her home.
Okay, no, my mom's not going to attack us. I know she's scary. I'm just kidding. But no, so I don't know. For them to gang up on Mexico and then to threaten them, get this, guys. So there's going to be a qualifying match, I think, at Stadium Azteca, which is in DF, the city, the big city in Mexico. So they're going to force them to have a game with no audience as a punishment for the fans saying puto whenever a goalie takes a goal kick.
That's
fucked up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in England, they're throwing bananas at black players. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a tradition of theirs, and you don't hear like any kind of like coverage of that.
Yeah.
You hear coverage of it when it's like against one player and he stands up for himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jesus.
I've heard about that. They do that all the time in European games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never heard of a team getting fined for any of that stuff. I mean, if it's happened, pardon me, but I've never heard the big story like that.
And their argument is probably like, yes, but British men are in the stands going, gay prostitute. You know?
Excellent.
I think it's fucked up to classify it that way. Why say gay prostitute? That's not what puto means. That's like a gross interpretation of the word.
Yeah, it seems like they're doing these things for like some type of like European niceties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're doing some other standard on like, I mean, I'm like so far removed from this because I don't pay attention to soccer, and you know it's a whole other layer of things. But they're imposing something on what they deem as a lower class culture.
Yeah,
you know, these like crazy standards, and like for what I've heard recently that the Mexico team is doing really well.
Yeah, the Mexico team has a great team this time around.
Woo! And is it a coincidence that like they're being punished so much?
Yeah, and on top of that, they're getting threatened with taking away their host city privileges in 2026.
Right.
For this crazy thing that fans do. The team has nothing to do with it. And also, honestly, if you tell a Mexican not to do something, it kind of like forces them to be like, I'm going to keep doing it, dude. You know what I mean? And that is kind of racist in a way, me saying that, but that's my experience with like my Mexican brethren, Mexican American too, especially. Like, it's America, baby. I got free speech. I can say what I want. You know what I mean?
That's what my dad was saying, that they're gonna try to like ban Mexico or something. And he said, because my dad said, he's like, they're fucking up because they're not just messing with Mexico, the country, they're messing with Mexican culture.
Yeah.
When you mess with somebody's culture, it's like out the gate, like you're in the wrong.
Ryan, did you want to say something? Sorry, we cut you off.
No.
Okay.
Well, no, just this joke. Not
Go
a
for
joke.
it. I want to hear it.
I just thought it'd be funny. Like, that's got to be funny context for people. I don't remember if it's Vietnam or the Philippines, but puto means potato there.
It does?
So for somebody out there watching all this, like, they're getting mad because they said potato.
Imagine being like
that was funny.
Imagine being like a Taiwanese person at a Mexican soccer game and being like, well, potatoes where? Like, you know, everyone's pretty stoked about potatoes, dude.
Like, I feel like that makes it seem so much sillier at a contest. Like, they're messing them up by yelling potato.
The Taiwanese players are like, wow, I'm allergic where?
I'm allergic to putos.
I'm allergic to putos. Oh my God. Anyways, that's wild, right? And then on top of that, we were talking about this earlier. I don't know if you guys want to bring it up now. Do you have anything else? Yeah, go for it.
I have a way to solve this issue.
Go for it.
That won't offend anybody. My friend, his name was Marco.
Polo.
No.
Sorry, I had to.
His last name is Puto.
That was my autistic
Marco
mic. No, Marco Puto.
He used to do this thing that was the funniest thing. Whenever you want to insult somebody, just call them like a fruit or a vegetable in Spanish.
Oh, I think you told me about this.
Yeah, I was telling you about it. It's the fucking funniest thing ever. Because you'd be like, look at this fucking tomate right here. Just say it with this fucking naranja over here.
Pinche naranja, míralo.
Fucking pepino ass bitch.
Look how this pepino dressed today, dog.
That's the best way to do it. Problem solved. Just call them an orange.
What kind of fucking shoes are those, abacate, cabrón?
It sounds good when you say it with the right inflection.
Yeah, it does. Dude, that's a great, yeah. Bro, and also, guess what? I hope Mexican fans, this is my answer to this. My solution is, I hope Mexican fans never stop saying puto, dude.
You know what's going to be so funny is that they're going to, okay, you don't want us to show up, we'll leave. And then as soon as they come back, they're just going to go, puto.
Yeah.
As soon as they sit down.
Yeah. They're probably going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for saying puto. Like, that was fucked up of us. I feel even bad saying it right now, dude. They're like, all right, you know, slap the wrist and then they'll let them in the stadium. And they're like, everybody, puto. Yeah. My neighbors are probably like, what the fuck is going on down there?
I know.
Unless they know and they're like,
they're like, right, fool? What the fuck, dude?
They're all tapping their pants.
Dude, and that was one of the most exciting times when I went to the USA versus Mexico game. He's just screaming out puto, dude.
You were sick, so I just wanted to say puto.
Yeah. Also, just don't mic the audience if you're fucking doing a national game. Just have the commentators. I don't know. There's got to be a way around it other than criticizing a whole group of people or whole nation.
It's wild. I mean, I know that there's got to be some other funky ass traditions, like throughout the world that all these teams are that they all have.
Yeah.
Like, why are we choosing this one thing? Because if that is going to be the rule, if all of a sudden they're like, oh, we need to treat this sport with dignity, then like ban the countries that are killing players for missing goals.
Exactly.
Ban the countries that are throwing bananas on the field. Like, do it across the board. Why are you choosing Mexico right now?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing with the fucking Richard Montañez thing. It's like, why are you letting all this shit happen, and then all of a sudden you're going to decide Mexico's doing well, you're trying to punish them. I mean, I don't know if that's what's happening. That's what it feels like.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah, same. I agree.
Well, speaking of white players throwing food at other players, did you hear about that? What was it, a high school basketball team?
And so I thought it was in Oregon, but I guess it was in Southern California.
It was in Southern California.
Yeah.
It was between Coronado High School in San Diego and Orange Glen in Escondido.
Yeah, it was like a predominantly...
God damn, this fool's Apple Maps over here, dog.
I just looked it up right before. That was the one story that we were talking about that I wanted to look up.
Okay.
But it's crazy because it's like the opposite is happening.
Yeah.
Where like these white players are doing all this. I will say this, from what I can tell, I only read one story. The players didn't do anything. It's people in the stands.
Yeah.
That did it.
Well, you finished, but I saw a video on it.
Oh, well, I didn't see the video. What happened?
So the coach brought tortillas and handed them to the players and the crowd. It was the crowd doing it, but the coach brought them, from what I remember. Like, he incited that as a joke, and they were throwing them. It was everyone involved.
Even the referee,
the ref, the teacher. No. But from what I remember, like, the coach was the one that brought the tortillas and handed them out. Like, it was his idea to do it.
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. And the two things that I learned.
I should say, for context, it was a predominantly white school who, when they won, their coach handed out tortillas and they threw them at the opposing school, which was predominantly Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the issue we're talking about.
And you know, this podcast is by Mexicans for Mexicans because there's a fly flying around in here.
I wasn't going to say anything, but that's
Yeah. You could see it on the screen.
He tapped me on the shoulder.
He was like, Puto. Yeah. Puto. Oh my God. I got so much phlegm in my throat right now, dude, because of the laughing.
It's a good time.
It's a dusty day.
So back to the tortillas.
Okay, so from the article that I read, thankfully, if that's true, then that coach has been removed. Like, he's been fired.
Yeah.
So good riddance. Because I'm tired of seeing all these stories where all these kids do these racist things and nobody gets any repercussions. And the only thing that happens is like the people that it happened to are like have a learning experience, or like they have to stand up for themselves or do something.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's pretty messed up. They're trying to say like there's a tradition in Texas Tech, I think Texas Tech football, where they throw tortillas on the field to like confuse the other team or something.
Yeah.
It's a tradition. I don't fucking know. It sounds like bullshit. But it's like, even if that was the idea of like, oh, it's celebratory and we're going to like do this thing. You're in San Diego. You have no ties to Texas Tech. But also, if you know you're playing a Mexican team,
Yeah.
have some foresight. Don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like, what even if it was, what kind of racist like blindside do you have that you can't think, hey, this is inappropriate.
Yeah.
This is hugely racist to do.
Yeah. My whole take on it is a popular take on issues like this, right? But also, I want to first say that I'm an idiot, okay? So I'm going to try to say this, but this is how I feel about it. Obviously, a lot of racist things happen every day, right? But these kind of things get pushed into national media or local media, because I guess it's in Southern California. And we find out about it because there's a video, right? And it's like they have to explain themselves for this video that came out of a bunch of white people throwing tortillas at Mexican players.
Right.
Instead of it being like a learning experience, I feel like it's just people explaining themselves on TV, you know? Like, this video came out, it's doing huge numbers on social media, and this is here's the platform for people to apologize on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead of like attacking the real issue where there's fucking white on brown racism, especially in Southern California and Texas, Tex-Mex fucking white dudes mixed with brown dudes, dude. It must be a fucking war out there, dude. I couldn't even finish that right there. Anyways, I don't know if that's, like I said, I'm an idiot. So this is just me talking about how I feel.
But yeah, I do kind of, I think I get what you're saying, where it's like, instead of tackling the racism that actually happened, they're made to like explain away the actions that took place.
It's a tradition, you know. Here we like to throw tortillas on the ground to confuse the other team. Get a better team if you need to confuse the other team. You know what I'm saying? Like, get better coaches. You don't need to confuse the other team. You need to do better at the sport.
That's some like Looney Tunes shit.
Wasn't it Wile E. Coyote in the fucking field, dog? Anyways, yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, it just sucks. It sucks that the Latinos and marginalized people are always put in a position where they have to be the bigger. Because I read in one of the interviews, they interviewed one of the players from Escondido, and he said that, you know, he got immediately upset and he knew what was going on, but he was trying to like remind his team to keep it cool and to say like we shouldn't be embarrassed for our performance. We did really well. Like we made it to championships and stuff like that. And like it sucks to always have to be the bigger person.
Yeah.
And like, not that I think anybody should like they should have fights and duke it out or whatever, but like, and I don't even think like I don't think it would be fair to like say like, oh well, they should be given the championship, because obviously it does, the performance didn't reflect that. That would be lying to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But take it away from the players that participated in that. Like they should not be doing that shit. That's unsportsmanlike. And I think even it caused an altercation. Oh, because one of the coaches started yelling at the other team. That's how kind of started to happen. And I'm assuming, I don't know if this is fact, I didn't verify this, but I think it was the white team. Their coach was yelling at the Latino players for some reason, and then the tortillas happen.
Oh my god!
And it's like just fucking piling it on, you know, and yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
Which causes us Mexicans to say puto.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us say puto if you're gonna fucking be racist, dude, and also stop being racist.
Yeah, I do think these stories reflect each other. It's like we're always being told that we have to act more proper, that we're not.
Yeah, we're not model minorities.
Exactly. I mean, this is I don't know if you guys want to keep talking about it. This is a great segue into that other story that we were talking about earlier.
Go for it.
Like, speaking of someone who has to like save face and like is forced in that position, there's that kid. This one was in Oregon, wasn't it? Or
it was in North Carolina.
North Carolina, where the kid, his family is from Mexico. He wanted to wear the Mexican flag to his graduation to show his pride. And they literally told him, not only did they tell him it was a distraction, they told him he wasn't getting his diploma for doing that.
Yeah.
And like after all of the initial flack, like, because all of his friends were posting it and filming it, and like it got to the point where, first of all, he was just confused. He was like, why can't I get my diploma? I did the work. I graduated high school. And they were like, well, it's distracting and it's against the dress code. It's like, fuck, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And even if it was, who cares?
Yeah.
It's not. It's only distracting because you're putting emphasis on it. Like you calling the cops to have his mom escorted off the premises, that's distracting.
Yeah.
And it was literally
that's a great fucking point, Ryan. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it was like, even I remember after the initial flack, like the superintendent was like, well, if he apologizes, we'll mail him his certificate tomorrow. It's like, fucking no, give it. He did the work. He graduated high school. Give him his certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen people say like, oh, well, they have a dress code, and if you just follow the rules, it's like, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of other kids, I'm sure. I don't know about that school specifically, but to think that other students didn't have like their
caps painted, or they had like special whatever lays or whatever those things are called that you put on your shoulders. They're lays, dude.
No, not the lays, the flowers.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The cap and gown. What is it called? The tassel.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But I mean, like,
it's called the tassel. I want you
to. The tassel is the thing on the top.
I think it's a lead.
Okay, it's a lead. Okay. I think it's a lead, actually. Yeah, you're right.
I don't care.
There's a name for it.
But I mean, the whole point is like you're choosing because this guy brought out a big flag, and it's like it sucks because instead of like letting this kid celebrate himself and uplifting him, like
identity.
And like it could be used as a moment to show like encouragement to like encouraging more people to succeed, but instead they're trying to squash it by like the fact that they said it's a distraction is like fucking, because what is distracting about it?
Yeah,
like that it's a flag. Like if it was an American flag, would they have said it was a distraction?
Yeah,
you know, like
why if it was the Union Jack, would they have said it was a distraction, dude? Why
are people being distracted? Like when you're at a graduation, are you looking at anybody that's not who you're there for?
Yeah.
Who the fuck gives a fuck what anyone is wearing except for my brother or my son or my daughter, like whoever I'm there for. I don't have any kids. But
and who gets the cops called on them for expressing themselves, their identity, when it's not even in a violent way. This is just simply something that he's wearing.
Just wore it.
Yeah.
Just wore a flag. That's it. And it's like,
And also, if I'm a fucking Mexican in North Carolina, I'm wearing a Mexican flag everywhere I go, dog. I don't have any friends, dude. Like, in my imagination, I just have the flag. That's all I have as far as my identity goes.
I mean, I don't know what the demographics of the school are, but he probably is like very. I mean, I'm used to, you know, my school was all Latino. And so it must be fucking wild to go to a predominantly white school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, I feel like even then, like even if it is in the dress code, like at our school, the dress code was kind of inherently biased and like a little prejudiced. Like we couldn't wear, I'm sure a lot of schools know about or the same, but it's like we couldn't wear like jersey outfits or anything with affiliates on it. Cause it's like, well, it might be gang related. Like it might be, but you don't know for sure. If anything, like they're just, if a person who considers themselves in a gang is going to come to this school and show off their colors, it doesn't matter if there's a team on it. They're just going to figure out how to do it.
Exactly.
And it was like, there was all these arbitrary rules and they kept updating them. Even like when I was going to school, every year there was an update to it about what new stuff we weren't allowed to wear.
Yeah. But I also want to be very careful. I mean, I hear everything that you're saying, but I don't want to equate this with that, because that is, you're not equating, but it's like you open up the door to equating just like Mexican identity with gang culture.
Well, that's what they do though. Especially
that's what I'm saying. Like we're not doing that; they're doing that, and that's why I can't do
also
something
with
like
African American culture, like predominantly African Americans in NBA, and you're not allowed to wear jerseys to school.
Yeah,
maybe, and also the football league, predominantly African American.
It wasn't even. It was also stuff like I couldn't wear a hat that wasn't a school hat.
But you're allowed to wear a Titleist hat. You know what I'm saying? Like you're allowed to wear some golf.
Not even not even that. Like it literally had to be at our school. They changed the rule. It had to be a school hat if I was going to wear it. Otherwise, I had to keep it off. To the point where they confiscated it, and it was like. It was honestly a dumb hat. It was a polo hat. I looked like a mini, like I have a photo on my Instagram. Like I just looked like a really young like bookie that was there to beat someone up. Yeah, like a newsie cat.
Yeah, but it's just like silly. Yeah, it is. It's dumb. It's bullshit. It's like, again, that's a little bit different because that goes into like, for me when I see stuff like that to me that's broken windows policing. Like that's people. Like saying like, well, we know that there's going to be gangs out there, so let's just make it look like they don't exist instead of like doing what you need for the community. And like with the other thing with this student in North Carolina, I really think that they're just offended that somebody is displaying a flag that's not American.
Yeah.
Like that's really all it comes down to.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, and then also, you know, I'm not in support of people that came on the student side and started threatening to kill the principal, but that comes with the territory when you start enforcing fucking stupid ass rules.
I wouldn't say that comes with the territory.
It does. It does. Like killing George Floyd. That riots, you know, are going to come along with that. Maybe not Chauvin knows that, but like the police in general know that riots happen. That's why they have riot gear. You know. Like they know that black people will die. They know that black people will riot, you know? I don't know. I think it comes with the territory. When you enforce stupid ass rules like that and you don't expect any pushback, you're a proud racist, in my opinion.
Yeah. I
mean, I hear that. I feel like that's a little bit.
You guys agree with everything I'm saying.
But I would say I have to emphasize that what you said at the beginning, which is we all feel obviously don't fucking threaten people.
Yeah,
like
nobody should.
Well, I'm not on that side, but I understand if I were to do that to somebody else, I understand that comes with that territory.
Yeah,
you know, if I'm going to tell white people that come in my house, you're not allowed to like apple pie, like, you know, before you walk into my apartment,
like I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I expect death threats.
I'm gonna put cheese on it.
I expect death threats. That makes total sense. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that. It is. I mean, the fact that they didn't think anything, or I don't know if they didn't think it, but it's like it's one of those like proud moments of they don't care. I'm sure they expected backlash, but it's a moment for them to put their foot down and say that they stood up for something that was right.
Yeah,
which is. That's how it feels. That they know better. That they wag their finger at brown people.
Yeah. Putting us in our place again.
Yeah, exactly. That's putting us in our place.
And it goes back to the Puto thing. It goes back to the tortilla thing. I don't know. To me, it seems like you know, we're not allowed to be those news anchors that report the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or we're not apologizing for saying puto. We're getting reprimanded for it, as opposed to the people throwing tortillas on the field have an excuse for it. Like, the excuse for saying puto at a soccer game is tradition and culture, and you have a problem with that. The excuse is not good enough for you.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also,
Being the only Mexican fucking person in North Carolina that wants to wear a flag because your family moved all around the world and ended up here and you graduated high school, the first in your family to graduate high school.
Yeah.
And you're proud of that moment and the cops get called on you. How does a place of pride lead you to possibly going to jail? Your mom going to jail, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, these are all little examples of just like the bullshit that people have to face on a daily basis. And these are things under a microscope that we're able to look at. I don't know. I mean, I hope that there are people out there that can see this shit and can know that like how this is not normal. Like, this should not be the way that things are. And it's not about just following the rules. It's not about, just towing the line or whatever. This is about being disrespected and like not wanting to put up with it anymore.
And having to hear everyone talk about it without really having anything to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're expected to apologize for the puto thing. Bro, the Mexican government apologized for the fans saying puto because they know the repercussions economically for FIFA not hosting the World Cup there in 2026, because I don't know if you guys know about the World Cup, but every time a city hosts a World Cup, they go into massive debt in order to build the stadiums that are up to code for FIFA to host the World Cup there.
Right.
And I don't know if it's years in the future, so they are currently going through that now to host in 2026, and it's not even Mexico hosting; it's the North American continent hosting.
Yeah.
It's Canada, America, and Mexico, which is stupid. Like, that could be a whole other episode, dude.
Why do they have to share it?
Yeah, they never do that. They never share the World Cup, and I'm not saying let Mexico host the World Cup. They had it back in like '96, I think, like recently, but America, Canada, or Mexico, dude. Why all three? The NATF Federation shit,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, that was today's episode, basically, right, guys? You guys have anything to say?
I feel good about it.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking awesome. That was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so once again, follow us on Instagram at isimopod, ISIMOPOD. Email us at isimopod@gmail.com. If you like the show, please review it on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We love you guys, and make sure to leave a comment. What should they say if they made it this far, Ryan?
Say
FIFA is a fucking platanas.
FIFA is a fucking platanas. Oh yeah. And if everyone could do me a favor and just put puto in the comments, like, and if you want to put an before, and then the second comment goes puto. Yeah.
I like it.
And this was a fast and loose episode. We're gonna probably be doing more stuff like this. So if you guys ever have any stories that you want us to talk about, or things that you think you want to hear our takes on, like, feel free to throw them out at us.
Yeah, for sure. Because all three of these stories are things that I heard from other people because they wanted to hear us talk about it. So interesting, right?
Yeah. So thanks for being here.
Yeah. Don't fly. Okay, Ryan was way late on that one.
o-Isimo.